Hey Gauchos, and welcome back to another episode of UCSBTV. I hope that your midterms are going okay and that your mental health is okay, and I hope that today you find some time to make yourself a good meal that's not top ramen. Obviously, a lot of us are getting cabin fever with online school and social distancing, and a lot of seniors are out here crossing our fingers that we'll be able to get this all figured out in time for a normal graduation. But today we actually wanted to talk to the people who haven't had a chance at the UCSB experience at all yet, first years. What's it like starting college at home, and what's it like living in Isla Vista, navigating independent living for the first time while also learning how to navigate college? Our anchor Maddie Whalen sat down with some first years to find out. Let's hand it off to Maddie with the story.
Thanks, Hannah. There are definitely some pros and cons to living in IV versus living at home, especially for our freshmen. This week, I sat down with two of them, Vanessa and Emilie. Let's hear a little bit more about their experiences. Hi, Emilie. We'll just get into it. Just want to know about your experience and how it's like being an IV right now, especially as a freshman. How has it been balancing living on your own for the first time and also navigating college classes?
I think, honestly, I'm really happy here. I think kind of my whole senior year and everything, you're expecting to move out after high school and, to start your first year of college, not at home. So when kind of the pandemic hit and suddenly so many things were being taken away, like I didn't have a normal graduation and things like that, I kind of felt like, well, I want to retain at least one aspect of the normal college experience. So I'm really glad that I did. So I'd say it's been, net positive.
Hi, Vanessa. So I know you're living at home this quarter. How do you think being at home has changed what you imagine your college experience would be like?
I think it's really crazy because I feel like I'm almost leading like two different lives, I guess. Like my life in college where there's all this stuff going on and it kind of feels so far away from me. And then I also have like stuff at home, like family responsibilities and stuff like that. It's like really different because I expected everything to change when I went to college, but in a way things are just kind of the same,
Has it been hard to balance those two lives? What has that been like?
I think it's pretty difficult. Like oftentimes there's kind of like, oh, I have a class, I have to do this, and then at times my family will like want me to do stuff for them, and I'm just like, I have to do college work, and it's just way more demanding than high school was. So I understand why people usually go live on campus now, because it's a lot easier when you're there and you can kind of put your full attention to it,
Have you found any ways to get connected to UCSB without being there?
Actually, yeah. I joined a magazine and I've met a bunch of people, and I think it's really cool joining clubs and stuff, because you could still do that remotely as they're doing like Zoom meetings and stuff.
Have you been able to find a community in Isla Vista?
I would say yes, definitely on a smaller scale than I would anticipate in a normal year, because typically I'd be living in a dorm and I feel like there'd be kind of intentional get-togethers, like the school was fostering kind of a social life, and then also attending classes with other people and actually meeting them, because most of my classes are asynchronous, so you don't really interact with as many students as you would.
Tell me a little bit more about Shoreline, because I know for older students like myself, we haven't really used it. Like we've kind of known it's existed, but haven't really relied on it. Have you been using that as a resource while at home?
Well, not a lot. I do use it a bit because they have a lot of events and stuff on there, like they really do, and a lot of clubs and stuff, they post about it. So I have been using it to kind of keep up with some of the social events going on at UCSB. I'd say it's pretty useful, honestly, because it has like everything there, and you don't really have to look very far.
What kind of resources have been helpful to you?
Definitely office hours, because that is one of the few moments where you can like interact with other people, you know, not only the professors or TAs, but your other classmates.
What UCSB resources have been helpful, and what resources do you feel like you're missing out on or wish you had?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be in Zoom meetings sometimes because the internet sucks and it's kind of loud sometimes here.
How are you feeling about your future and the rest of your college experience? Are you feeling optimistic, pessimistic, not knowing what to expect? Where are you at?
I mean, I've honestly like accepted that this is where we are right now. Like the whole world has experienced something similar, and I mean, the US is kind of, I don't know, in a unique position. But yeah, I guess there's a bit of hope, but I've also just like accepted that this is the space we are in, and, you know, make the best of it, because there's a lot of good things still that are going on.
What advice do you have for any other freshmen who are looking to get connected to UCSB in some way?
I think you just really have to put yourself out there. Like for me, I kind of just like, I was a little scared at first, like applying to like this like club and stuff, but it was something that I had always wanted to do, like being a part of a magazine, so I kind of just pushed myself to do it. I think that's what other people should do, and try to look out and reach out and talk to people, and if they really can't find anything, to even talk to some advisors or something, because people are there to help and to give you advice. And I think that there's honestly a club out there for everyone, because there's like a billion clubs at UCSB, so I'm sure that everyone would find something that they really enjoyed.
I knew that doing college at home would be more challenging than doing college in a new space. But for some people, it's totally the opposite. Like moving to a new place is an extra burden on top of the transition to college. So it's really just like a case-by-case basis, do whatever's best for you.
I think although it seems pretty gloomy, it could definitely be way worse, especially if there was no internet or anything. So I think everyone that's like sad about not being able to go, I feel that, but I think we're gonna be okay, and we'll pull through, you know.
Your optimism is literally inspiring. Thank you, Vanessa and Emilie, for taking time out of your weeks to talk to us about your experiences. We are so beyond proud of you and inspired by all of the freshmen during this year. You guys have been through so much, and you're absolutely killing it. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see you back on campus soon, Gauchos. Back to you, Hannah.
Thanks, Maddie. Whether you guys are facing this monster that is Zoom University with your family or in Isla Vista, it's helpful to see that new students are finding ways to get involved, so that when stuff really does boot up again, they'll have all sorts of Zoom world friends that they can meet up with in the real world. That's been this week's story. Keep your heads up, Gauchos, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.